Okay, so I want to pick up where we left off. At this writing, there are issued more than 1,000 editions of the Bible each year, or double the number issued in the 16th century. The annual issue of Bibles by the British and Foreign Bible Society is over 5 million copies, while that of the American Bible Society for a recent 10-year period has averaged over 8 million volumes annually. The American Bible Society has published since its organization in 1816 over 367 trillion copies. No other book can, for a moment, compare with this. And the wonder of it is that as the years multiply, these figures increase more and more. So I want to apologize about the video stopping. My daughter said, finish this so we can start Genesis next time. So I'm going to do just that. The next topic is students. Finally, no other one book is studied as is the Bible. Each Sunday in the world, about 30 million of teachers and scholars pour over this book. In every land and every tongue, they come to see what God, the Lord, has to say to them, as shown in its pages. To no other book do so many turn from week to week for counsel, guidance, comfort, and warning. The more we know of its wonderful teachings, the more do we admire them. Of most books, we soon weary. Who would think of reading a novel 10 times? Yet there are those who have been poring over the pages of this Bible for 10 or 20 or 30 years. Who still will say that they have not exhausted its treasures or grown weary of its presentations of truths, divine and sublime? In view of all this, we may well repeat what Sir Walter Scott is reported to have said in his last illness. He asked to have the book read to him, and when asked what book, he replied, "There is but one book." So, of all books in the world, we can say with the same significance, there is but one book. So there's a section that I'm going to read, and it's called The Bible, an Inspired Book. How inspired? What do we mean when we say that the Bible is an inspired book? Without going into any philosophical definition of the word inspired, it will be enough for our purpose to say that by inspired, we mean that the prophets and apostles and what they said and wrote were guided by the Holy Spirit in a manner higher than that of any man of their times. Rightly to understand and appreciate this, we must be sure to bear in mind that these men, all of them, wrote in times when all the world there was idolatry and polytheism everywhere. Before the birth of Christ, when the Old Testament prophets spoke and wrote, all the world, excepting the Jews, was polytheistic, that is, worshiped many gods. Men worship beasts and creeping things, sun, moon, and stars. When Jesus was born, and all through the times of the apostles, Greeks and Romans worshiped Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Mars, and a host of false divinities. When under these circumstances,